In a video shared on X, previously known as Twitter, Carlson expressed his intention to conduct the interview, stating that Americans deserve to gain as much knowledge as possible about a war in which they are involved. This would mark Putin's first exclusive interview with a journalist from the West since he initiated the comprehensive invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The Kremlin, as of now, has not made any comments. Several hours later, Russian sources reported that the interview, which lasted approximately 2 hours, had been conducted and would be released shortly. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov confirmed that the recording took place on Tuesday. Hanna Maliar, Ukraine's deputy defense minister, commented, "In this situation, the only safe interview is an interrogation at The Hague." She was referring to the arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court, ICC, accusing Vladimir Putin of war crimes and illegal deportation of children from Ukraine to Russia. In Russia, state media have extensively covered Tucker Carlson's visit to Moscow, constantly tracking his activities. "There are inherent risks in conducting an interview like this, and we spent months pondering over it," Carlson shared in his announcement video. He revealed that he financed his trip to Russia and aimed to conduct the interview because he believes that most Americans lack information about the conflict that is reshaping the world, a situation he attributes to mainstream media. He pointed out that since the war in Ukraine started, Western journalists have frequently interviewed Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, whom he has previously labeled a dictator. However, he argued that these interviews are adulatory pep talks, designed to echo Zelensky's call for increased U.S. involvement in the war. Carlson insisted, "This is not journalism, it's government propaganda." Meanwhile, Carlson claimed that not one Western journalist has taken the trouble to interview Vladimir Putin. Steve Rosenberg, BBC's Russia editor, shared that the BBC has made multiple interview requests to the Kremlin over the past 18 months, all of which have been denied. Max Seddon, the Moscow bureau chief for the Financial Times, noted the irony of complaining about the lack of American journalists reporting from the Russian perspective, especially when 2 American journalists are currently imprisoned for doing exactly that. Evan Gershkovich from the Wall Street Journal and Olsa Krumsheva from Radio Free Europe have been under pretrial detention since last year. Yevgenia Albats, a Russian journalist, highlighted that she and hundreds of her colleagues had to seek exile to continue reporting on the war, while Carlson was broadcasting from a $1,000 suite at the Ritz in Moscow. Russian journalists face severe reporting restrictions, with local media prohibited from referring to the conflict as a war, and instead required to call it a special military operation. The full-scale invasion of Ukraine by Russia has wreaked havoc on the country and its people. The United Nations reports that Russian forces are guilty of rape, widespread torture, and murder in Ukraine. Moreover, Russia has annexed 4 additional regions of Ukraine, following its unlawful seizure of Crimea in 2014. Tucker Carlson has been a vocal supporter of Putin since the onset of the war. Prior to Russia's invasion, he stated that detesting Putin has become the central aim of America's foreign policy, but encouraged his audience to question why. "Has Putin ever labeled me a racist?"